Here we go.
Hello there, gamers. It's Stick Drift. It's the 39th one of these things. We're almost to the big 4-0. We're not quite over the hill, but we're crossing the bend, shall we say. My name is Power Glover, and with me, as always, is my partner in crime, my co-host, my cohort, Noah Rita. How you doing?
Hey, it's me. I'm doing good.
It's you. It is you. And we'll talk about you and me being together in the same room here in just a second.
Oh,
But let's do the spiel. Let's do the spiel. You listen to Stick Drift, the bi-weekly show where we talk about the world of video games and the culture surrounding them. My name is Power Glover, and he's narrator. As said, if you like it or you hate it, please would you rate it? Follow the rule cool and leave a like on the mic. You can find us on YouTube at Stick Drift Pod YT, on Twitter/X at Stick Drift 1T, and lastly on our Facebook page, Stick Drift. We're also on Spotify. Each of our content has its own channel. So for a specific podcast, please subscribe to each to make sure you get the newest audio content in your feed. So last podcast we had Slade on, but we're back on to the twofer here, and being reunited has never felt so good because there has been a lot of good video games. I will say that
yeah.
a lot of good video games.
Video games are just pouring out. This is a year for summer gaming, apparently, because
Mhm.
they've got a lot of games in the summer for some reason.
Well, they're gonna show off a bunch, and there's just been a lot of really good ones already, and it's weird. Like you're seeing one side of the industry like getting blown apart by just price hikes, and like the Steam Deck is $300 more expensive now,
Oh,
like the
wow,
high
really?
end one. Oh yeah, dude, you
That's
didn't hear about
insane.
this?
No, I didn't hear about this.
Yeah, there was an insane Steam price hike
Wow.
for the Steam Deck. Yeah, the base model was
Oh my
240
gosh.
and the next one was 300. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at
Yeah.
these prices now. Yeah, this is way more expensive. $300 price like, yep.
400 for a 4-year-old device. That's
Well, the OLEDs are a little
crazy.
bit newer than like whatever was launched because I don't have an OLED, but
No, but like the guts are the same. The,
yeah.
the guts are the same. So what are you paying for at this point? Like almost a grand for a 4-year-old handheld. That's where we're at right now.
Wow.
Um, yeah, it's absurd. I don't know. I mean, Valve is doing this because they basically have to set the price at what they think they can make it. Like they have to make these things with the component prices and everything. They have to set it at that bar to make some sort of return. I understand that, but like, who do they think they're making them for? Like, no one's going to buy it at that rate. I think.
Yeah.
Steam decks have only sold a cool few million anyway. Like, they're not some like,
They're not a
they're a
household
niche
item. Yeah.
thing. Yeah, they're not a Switch. They're not a Switch 2. So yeah, it's really baffling. But like the industry is like losing its mind about this stuff, but like the games are just really good. And maybe that's just a product of like COVID still. Like people are still shipping games that have been made during COVID times. Like this Bond game that we're going to talk about, that game's been in development for like, oh my gosh, it got announced like 5 or 6 years ago. You know what I
Really?
mean?
Wow.
So, oh yeah, no, they have put a lot of time and effort in this game. Hitman 3 was 2023, 2. Um, and they were deep into Bond at that point, I
Oh
assume.
wow.
So, yeah, no, that dude, long budgets, long dev times. Like, we're getting all the like the yield from the crops that have been planted back then, and we're now just getting those games. But like, who knows what the future looks like? I don't know. It's going to be really wild. But I'm holding on to my PlayStation 5 for dear life because who knows what I could get a PC with all this stuff happening. Like it's really discouraging because I really want to get one and make one and just be good, but like as things go up, it's becoming increasingly untenable to do so. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. Summer games, summertime is right around the bend. We hung out this past week, right?
Yeah.
That was
We did.
good.
Fun fact.
I'll probably reach for it, but Noah finally gave me that commander deck he's been threatening to give me in
I did.
Magic the Gathering. And we played that Magic the Gathering. I actually played around without poo-pooing it. And while I grab it, Noah, tell the people how it went.
Yeah. I mean, for Power, he was learning the ropes, and he was playing a 3-color deck, and he was just getting some unlucky draws. Wasn't able to get into the colors that he needed for his first game. And so he just kind of had a slow build on the first game. The second round, he was able to he knew what he needed, and so he's able
Yeah,
to kind of mulligan down to get what he needed, and then for lands, and then he was able to play his cards pretty much on curve, and he seemed to be doing pretty dang well for just the
yeah.
unmodified Final Fantasy VII precon. So
Hmm. Yeah, and I was just getting a good base understanding of how the game works because I had no idea.
yeah,
Never
yep,
played a blessed round in my life, you know.
yeah, you were playing
So
fine.
yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, it's good to you know, to feel like I'm doing the thing because every deck
Mm-hmm.
has the thing, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm
Mm-hmm.
doing
You get
Cloud,
it.
who's a very yeah, I
Yep.
get it. I definitely get it. Yeah.
Yeah. The cloud deck's pretty cool. You know, you get your equipment. You can stack them all on cloud, or you can kind of spread them out among a bunch of
Mhm.
different, Final
Yeah.
Fantasy creatures, and you just kind of swing out at people, and you refill your hand. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is. It's very cool. Um, it was it just really was so stark to me that there is quote levels to this because of how like, you know, easy well not easy because the game is kind of dense mechanically, but like
Hmm.
how easy it was to play my hand compared to like you doing turns and like Drake doing turns. I'm like, what? There's that damage phase I remember, and no one's gonna care about this, but I'm gonna just say it. There's a damage phase where Drake was using an avatar deck, you were using I think a Fallout deck, and
Yep.
you had a bunch of like support creatures and
Yeah, I
you
know
were trying
full
to
boarded
calculate
creatures.
damage. You were trying
Yes.
to calculate damage because Drake had knocked the hell out of you or something, and it took, like, 10 minutes to, like, cycle your
Uh.
damage. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Uh,
I mean, yeah, we both had a lot of creatures on the field, and so we
yeah,
had to
yeah,
calculate each creature's damage
mhm,
individually. Because I wanted to swing out at him because I knew I wouldn't have another chance, and so yeah,
right.
I did.
Yeah, yeah, no, he definitely did. It was just really interesting to see, like, the full breadth of, like, a very complex turn like that, and to go like, "Wow, I am not even close to this in my gameplay." So
Yeah, but
and
the nice
honestly, the
thing
deck
of
isn't like that,
your
so
deck wasn't like that, and so your deck was,
right.
you just have a few creatures and you stack a bunch of buffs on them, and so that's great for learning the game, learning interactions and things like that. Um, yeah, I was
Yeah,
playing
I
a
had a
Caesar's
few creatures.
Legion deck,
Mhm, mhm.
and so I had a ton of soldiers on the field, and
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I basically had Cloud, a couple creatures, and a board wipe at any given time. That's
You
kinda how it
did.
felt.
You've pretty
I had
consistently had the board wipe.
yes, I did, and maybe it was annoying, but whatever, that was all I
No, it was
had and all
fine.
I knew how to do. And at some point, once you get enough lands and resources, like, getting
It doesn't
creatures back on the
matter.
field is not a
Yep.
problem. Yeah.
Yep,
It's just
that's the
basically like
catch right
yeah,
there, right? That
that's the catch, that's
that
the
keeps
catch.
things running smoothly because then you can reset the board and you'll be like, okay, I have cards in my
Right.
hand, I got stuff I can
Mhm,
play, so
mhm.
I've got land
Right.
to play it, so now I can just
Yeah,
rebuild and try and do better than my opponents at rebuilding.
yeah. And speaking of the 3 colors, this is the 3 colors I had, and this
Oh,
is the Cloud
oh,
deck.
there he
Look
is,
at that.
Cloud. Very
Yeah, he's
cool.
there. Um, it's cool. It's just cool to have magic cards. I need
Yeah.
it. I You guys all have custom like boxes for your car. I want one.
Hmm.
I want one now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Just give me a Mako reactor or something that's a box
That'd be cool. That'd be cool. Yeah,
if they
yeah.
made it.
It's pretty fun. You'll want to get some sleeves for those.
Yeah, I
If
will.
you're
I will.
plan on using them more.
Yep.
But
Yep. Yep.
yeah, it's fun. It's fun. I mean, I've got a lot of decks. Like but the first game I played with my elk deck, that's like one of my pet decks that I've been working on for a long time. It's just all elk artworks from the creatures to the spells to the lands. So
Yeah, you were the gimmick of that. It was like there's an elk hiding in every card art.
yep, yep.
And so you're like, find them. And I was like,
Find them.
I
It's a
don't know
Where's
where this one
Waldo.
is.
It's a Where's Waldo.
There
Yep.
was one there was one that was so dark, I'm like, "How could anyone have seen this?" Yeah, yeah, it was kinda
It's
wild.
so much
Kinda
fun.
wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But anyway, that's magic. That's magic. We had a
Yeah.
good time playing that. Yeah, I visited over Memorial Day weekend. I took Friday off, so there's a 4-day weekend for me, and it was good getting there. Getting out was hellacious because of the traffic and the construction everywhere. It was so bad. Oh my gosh, like getting out, it was a 5.5 hour trip that turned into almost a 7.5, just because
Hmm.
of all the stops we had to make, construction. We had an incident with the dogs in the car on the way back. That was fun. I mean, it was crazy. It was nuts. It was nuts. I'm glad I don't have to travel again until maybe the end of summer. So there we go. But anyway, that was it was a good trip. It happens on a weekend, so you kind of lose your weekend. It's fun, but you're like, I'm kind of running on fumes right now. Thank God it's Friday tomorrow, as the time of recording. So yeah, well, we'll get to it. We'll have our weekends, and it's my anniversary tomorrow too. So we'll have some fun. We'll have some fun.
Cool.
Um, let's talk about video games. We don't have a lot to talk about, but we're gonna go deep on at least one or two of them, I think.
Nope.
Honestly, a few of them are kind of check-ins. This is gonna be a shorter show, I think. Noah's got a time to heart out, and also I want to play some Mina the Hollower tonight at midnight, so I
Oh,
probably will. Um, yeah, but Noah, you've been playing some more FromSoft stuff.
yeah.
I remember you said, okay, so last podcast you played Dark Souls, Scorched Contract, and you were also playing two, right? Was that last
Yeah,
time we
that
talked
was
about
last
that?
time.
Okay,
Yeah, and
yeah.
this time, yeah, the two run I had finished, but that was for Archipelago. But Scorch Contract, I'm still doing. I don't remember if I mentioned at some point I restarted my run because I was kind of just doing like a
Oh,
quality build, and I wasn't really having fun with it. So I switched to a magic build. Um,
mm,
so I'm running around with a magic build now.
mm,
And that's working pretty dang well. I've pretty much put everything into like intelligence and endurance and vitality. So, but yeah, so I'm doing that build, and I'm pretty close to the end of that. I'm post Ornstein and Smo on that.
okay,
So
okay,
yeah, I haven't, and I've killed Manus on that one as well. I've done all the DLC on that one as well. So now I just need to
gotcha.
go clean up the four big bads and then go fight Gwyn. So,
Hmm. Yeah, the
but
the the stuff you do in Dark Souls 1. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yep. It's getting lots of restrictions though, are because the whole gimmick of that one is every time you beat a boss, you get a restriction. And so the kind of sort of restrictions I have now are like I've got like some permanently reduced max health. Oh,
Mm.
and I can't pick up souls anymore except for by killing bosses.
Oh, that's wild.
Yeah, yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Is that a random thing you get, or is
No,
that just
it's planned.
how it
It's
is?
part of the mod. Yeah,
That's so crazy.
it's for
Wow.
killing Manus. Yep. But
Wow.
yeah, I always kill him like as soon as possible because Manus is a tough boss, and I don't want to have a bunch
Yeah.
of like stuff weighing me down when I'm trying to kill Manus. Manus is a Dark Souls 3 slash Bloodborne boss stuck inside of the engine of Dark
It's
Souls
yes.
1.
That's so
He's
true.
like a proof of concept for a Bloodborne boss, basically.
He is so aggressive, like, and it does
Yeah,
not work. It works actively against your move set. Like, it
yeah,
just doesn't. And you really have to think outside the box when you
yeah.
fight him.
I made the mistake of killing Calamite before killing Manus, and what Calamite does when you kill him is you permanently get the good old Calamity Ring effect. Which, if you don't know the Calamity Ring effect, you take double damage while wearing the Calamity Ring.
Oof.
So I permanently,
Oh,
for the rest of my run, have the Calamity Ring effect now.
oh, it's
So,
brutal. It's
um,
brutal.
so basically, anytime I got hit by Manus, I was dead. So I kind of had to no-hit Manus, and
Mhm.
which, to be fair, in a normal playthrough, he kind of does that anyways. But I was also chucking like Crystal Soul Spear and Soul Spear at him, so that cleaned him
Mhm.
up pretty fairly decently. I shot like maybe a total of 12 at him before he died. So
Gotcha. Gotcha. So that's going well. So you're over the halfway point. We'll call it something like
oh,
that. Would
definitely,
you call
yeah,
it that?
yep.
Yeah. 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 That game is. Still good, turns out. I love that
Yeah, I love
game
that
very
game.
much.
Yeah.
I've had a real hankering to return to it. I don't know why. Just Dark Souls 1.
Yep.
Like I just playing things on my Switch too. It's so nice. I like having portable console video games. And Dark Souls still feels like a console video game, so walking around with that is it's just a good idea. I like
Yeah.
that. That's a good idea.
I'd pick it up again. Maybe try a new build. Try like casting something.
I would, yeah, I if I were to play it again, it would not be my normal thing because I
Yeah.
just did it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll give it some thought. I have so many video games to play right now,
Sure.
so it won't be anything soon.
Yeah.
But yeah, any more on that from you?
No, not on Dark Souls. Nope.
Okay, cool. Anything on Nightreign? You've been playing a little bit of that?
Yeah, just a little bit here and there with friends. When we have nothing better to do, we're like, hey, well, let's just hop on Nightreign and do some runs and fight some
Do
guys.
you do you think that's gonna get another expansion, or do you think that game is done?
I think the game's done. Yeah, I think the game's done. It just I just don't see where they'd go from here with like lore wise, story wise. I just don't see how they would go any further than what they've done. Trying to add like new lore bosses or anything. So, but
They could add more memories. They could add just more boss. I mean, they could do something.
maybe, but I just don't think enough people are playing that thing actively for it to matter. Really, like I don't see if they, I don't know if they'd get their return on investment at this point, putting out another DLC. Um,
Mm, mm.
I just don't know if people are playing that thing like that. But
Yeah,
I would
yeah.
obviously play it because I like that thing, but I just don't see them
Mm,
doing that. Um, yeah,
mhm.
I mean, I've pretty much figured out the gameplay of all of the characters except for the Guardian, the big guy with a shield. I suck using shields. I've never in my life. And the Scholar, who's all about using items, like consumable items. I don't really use those. Kind of suck with those.
Yeah,
So,
gotcha,
um,
gotcha. Okay, okay. Yeah, I'm curious to see how that game did. Like, I would like to know. Um, yeah, who knows? I think they're hard at work on their on Dustbloods, and there's a rumor that they're doing a pirate IP, a pirate themed game. Who knows if
yeah,
this is true?
yeah,
But I've heard some rumblings, so maybe they're playing at another thing too. We'll see. We'll see. I
would
don't
be
know.
cool.
It would be cool. Yeah. Moving along. Just a couple updates on things I finished. I finally wrapped up Saros. I was on the final boss when I talked into a microphone about that game last time. That game is very good. It's not great, but it's very good. It could be great. There's a lot of things holding it back, the story chiefly among them. But the gameplay is just so good. It's like undeniable how good that thing feels. I recommend it just purely on that, on the merits of the way it plays. I really like that game. I wish it was better. It kind of bums me out that the story just doesn't come through. It's a bummer. Because they do a lot of really cool thematic stuff. But I recommend Saros. That's a good game. Also reviewed that thing. And I also I before I talk about Mixtape, which I will, I got to the end of V11 Hallway. Um, that's a really good game. I like that game a lot.
Yeah,
It took me about, I think it took me about 8 or 9 hours. I was really just taking my time, um, reading all the dialogue, buying all the stuff for her apartment. Just drinking it in, dude. It was so cozy. It was such a
yeah.
perfect game to wind down the night with. Like
Hmm.
I looked forward to it, that routine. It was so great. Such a good experience.
Yep.
Um
That game's
and
awesome.
it's a great game. All the characters are awesome. I do think they lean a little bit too much on innuendos and like just being, I don't know. Maybe it's the American in me. They're just a little
Eh,
etchy for my tastes.
Sure, it's a little horny of a game. That's it's neither here nor there. I guess it's not really
Yeah.
what the game's about. I would say, but it's just the writing of the game. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, it feels like it was painfully written by a dude, which it was.
Yeah,
Um, but it's not. It's mostly good. Like the writing is mostly there. I just feel like the tendencies lean that way a little bit for my tastes. But um, yeah, the ending of this thing is weird. And spoilers if anyone's concerned about VA11 Holly spoilers. 8 years after the fact, whatever. But yeah, that thing just kind of ends. It
Yeah.
just kind of ends. You have a conversation with your ex's sister, and it kind of takes place. It coincides on New Year's, which New Year's is on like the 29th of that month, which is weird. Did you notice that when you played it? Like December, the New Year's to December for them is like 29th in Glitch City. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
well, I know they do things differently here, but the 29th, that's not the end of December. But whatever, it's not a big deal. The game has 19 in-game days, so yeah, and yeah, it just feels like it kind of ends, which is a little bit of a bummer. Um, and also like the whole like, oh, pay your bills system just doesn't work. Like it just takes away from you wanting to buy stuff for your apartment. That's just kind of a bummer. Like at some point, like they're like, hey, 10 grand to pay your freaking rent. And I just missed it by like a few dollars. And they're like, she's getting evicted at the end of the month. Nice. But that doesn't do anything to her. That's just something that she has got to deal with, I guess.
Yeah.
Because the end of the game just doesn't get to November or February, I should say.
Yeah.
It's a weird choice. I don't know. It's like 80% of the way there, but it is a great narrative game. It's like top marks for an indie narrative game. I highly recommend it. I can definitely see why you recommend it so highly. So
Yeah, Glitch City, it's parts of it are cozy, sure, but it's also like the whole like evicted thing, for instance, like there's just no room for error in Glitch City. Like
no, you
it's
cannot have
very
a bad week.
cutthroat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's very like commercialized and corporatized to the point
Mm-hmm.
where it crushes everyone that lives there, and it's so apparent. Like
Yep.
you see that in them in all the bar patrons talking about their lives. Like, oh, they're talking about their situations, and they come here to wind down, but you just hear the oppression that's happening to them just from living in this place. Really good narrative, really good dialogue. Um, I think my favorite character was Dorothy. She's so great.
Yeah.
Dorothy's the best.
Funny character.
She very funny character. She's got cat ears that are signal jammers. That's pretty good. So yeah, I like that game a
Oh,
lot.
are you
So
thinking of
P11 Holiday.
Stella, the cat boomer?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
Dorothy has signal jammers that pop out of her head. They look
Oh,
like cat
okay.
ears.
Okay,
But
I
there
must have
is Stella the
must have
cat
forgot
boomer
about
too.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a funny. It's just like I think it's like the last time you see her, she kind of does it.
Gotcha. That's
Um,
funny. Yeah,
because she
Dorothy's
goes
a
out.
weird character, that's for sure. Because like
Yeah.
I don't think she does any like weird stuff usually with her like customers. I think she usually just does like hey, I'm gonna be your daughter for like a day sort of thing. That's what it sounded like to me.
And the way she describes is like she's modeled after a 13-year-old, and that's really weird.
Hmm.
But that's like what the corporation that made her did.
Hmm.
And she is older than that, obviously.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's really good lore, really good like world
Yeah.
building.
Yeah, the little
I would
more
love to see a
interesting in
sequel
that.
to
I
it.
think that's what they call this Lilum.
Yeah, the Lilum. Yeah, I would like to see a sequel to that game one day. Just like an official sequel, but who knows if they'd ever do it. But anyway, that's V11 Hall. I really like that game. Appreciate the recommendation because I really enjoyed it. It's a great
Yeah,
game.
they've had a
Um,
like a spin-off to that thing planned for a long time that they've been working on. And that's gonna be oh gosh, now I can't even remember the name of that thing, but it's another like sort of pun word like
yeah.
Valhalla. But so they will be doing more with that
Oh,
style
okay.
of game. That yep.
Good.
And
Good. I would like that.
there's also if you're really looking to play one of those things, there's dialogue.
Oh, that's Nirvana, right? Yeah,
And
Nirvana.
Nirvana, yep, thank you. Yep. Yeah,
I will be
Nirvana
playing
is
that.
going to be coming out, and there's also dialogue, which is very similar in nature to that thing. If
Yeah.
you really want to play one of those things,
Yeah, I do have dialogue in my Steam library. I should check that out too.
that dialogue is
But yeah,
short.
that's
Yeah,
no, yeah, for sure, for sure. Um, yeah, that's pretty much all that. I'm playing some backlog narrative stuff. That's part of that pile for sure. And then finally for the things I finished this past week, I finished Mixtape. I don't know if I think I started it whenever I recorded last time, but I'll be pretty brief on it. I think that game is really impressive. They do a lot of interesting stuff. It feels like a complete idea. It feels like a complete thought that they executed top to bottom. There's a lot of really interesting interactions. Like people say it's not a very playable game, doesn't have a lot of gameplay to it. I just call BS on that. I think it does a lot with what it has. It feels like they scoped the game correctly for what they wanted. They execute on that idea, and it's so subjective. Maybe you won't like the things that they put in it, like the characterization, the music, whatever. But I think it's kind of a really well designed and directed thing. It's pretty impressive what it does. I have no ties to the era. I have no ties to the location it's in or the music, but like I got a great understanding of, you know, what they're trying to impart, which is, hey, we're capturing people in this time period. This is what they're going through, and this is how they relate to each other. The thing that that's really interesting is like all the characters, all the cringy dialogue you hear, it's a facade. These teenagers are trying to be people that they're not. Like people see them as the burnout, the know-it-all, whatever. So they try to live up to this character, but when they're not acting like those characters and they're just trying to be regular people, then you get some really genuine dialogue out of them, and that stuff is really great. Um, I think people just misunderstand the game. Like I feel like it's been misrepresented as people as Beethoven Dinosaur trying to peddle an era no one cares about, full of music that you know no one knows. Like that's not what the game is about. The game is showing a kind of a crystal ball of a place and time. Um, I think it's cool. I don't know. I think it's a cool game. I think the main character is offensive, and I like that. More games need to have challenging protagonists. Like I straight up think that person is pretty insufferable, but that's interesting to me, you know. Um, but I understand why she's insufferable. She believes so highly in her taste. She wants to tell you why you're wrong about the thing you like. Like I can kind of relate to that as someone that has very specific tastes and things. Um, but anyway, yeah, I understand why people don't like the game. I think it's great. It's a great game. It's one of the best. It's one of the best produced indie games I've played in a fair bit, and it's immaculately directed. It really is. Like they took all the bad ideas and left them, and kept all the good ones, and it's a very tight, neat 4 hours. And it's really good. It's also $20 too. Like that's one of the cheaper indie games you could buy these days. So it's not for you, obviously. No, it's really not. But as me, I play these narrative indie slop games. Like that's me. So I recommend it to people that like those.
Yeah.
Um, and it's very similar to Life is Strange in that cringe way. But I tend to like that stuff. So if you don't like it, it's not gonna be for you. Like I genuinely think that. So yeah, that's the end of Mixtape. It's a great game. I recommend that thing. Not to
10 out of
everybody,
10 on
please.
IGN.
It's not a masterpiece, but I think it's a very impressive game for what it's doing.
Mhm.
It is technically extremely impressive on a game developer level. So yeah, that's all of that. I have a couple check-ins here, and then there's a couple new video games I played too. But before we get into that stuff, talk about is it Ack Worlds Infinity? Is that what it's called?
So it's AQ Worlds, Adventurequest Worlds.
Okay,
And
I have no idea how to pronounce that thing,
yeah.
obviously.
So yeah, they finally started the alpha for this thing. So this thing's been in development for years. They're basically trying to take the old Flash MMO Adventure Quest Worlds and port it to modern systems. Like take the whole Flash package and port it to Unity, basically.
Yeah.
And it's just taking them a long time because they have a really small team. Um, and recently they did like a Kickstarter. They're like, hey, we have the money to do this thing, but to
Mhm.
do more things, we want money. And so I was like, yeah, sure. I threw him like, $25 or whatever to be a founder for
Right,
the
right.
thing. So, because this
Mm.
thing was a big part of my childhood. And so this
Yeah.
is like my first MMO release. So um, I like this thing quite a bit. And I mean, yeah, I've got like a max level character and like the hardest to get class in the game, the Void High Lord. So took months of grinding to get that thing. So so
Yeah,
It
it takes me back. I remember playing MechQuest with you. That was fun.
yeah, yep. They did MechQuest, they did Dragon Fable, yep. And so they've got this thing in alpha, and I've been hopping on a little bit just to check it out, and it runs really smooth. It's
Yeah.
definitely feels like an alpha game. Very buggy, very you know limited in scope. But yeah, it might be fun to hop on here and there when the full thing releases. I don't see myself making a new character and trying to play through the game
Yeah.
again. Like, I just don't have time for that. But I'll at least I can use my current character to just jump on there, and
Mm,
you kind of have to replay the game with the new one, because like you get to keep your character and all of your like gear and stuff, but it resets you to level 1 when you're on the Infinity client. So you do have to like kind of start from scratch. But I've got all my like cool like void armor, and that was like my favorite faction was the void. Like
hmm
basically like creatures with like uh 3 rows of eyes, glowing eyes, and like horns and stuff. Very cool.
Very
So
cool. Yeah.
that's what I always played as in those games, was the void. I had like helmets and stuff to, because you can't like change your race in that game, but there's like helmets that basically morph you into like a void creature. So yeah,
Yeah.
like from the games, like as soon as the void was like introduced as a faction, I was there doing it. It was like a super ultra secret faction. Um, and you had to go to this like through this very arduous process to even get to it, because you couldn't just warp to it like you can any other location in the game. You had to specifically take the correct path to get to this place, and it was called Miltonia's Secret, spelled backwards.
Mm. Oh wow.
And that was like the name of the place, and the and he was like the art, like the main art guy for that game basically. He made like his own like little secret area with like ultra high level monsters and gear and things. And yeah, it's some of the coolest looking stuff in the game. And yeah, at some point, he had like an exclusive class that you had to do like months of grinding to get. So I grinded for that class, and the class kind of just shreds anything in the game because it's just so overpowered. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's a fun experience though. I had a lot of good memories playing through that thing. I played it mostly solo, but I had fun with it. So
Cool. So Adventurequest Worlds Infinity is what it's
yep,
called.
yep, yep.
Okay.
That's the
Cool.
port of the original game to Unity, and it's in alpha right now. So
In alpha. Okay.
yeah, and
Yeah.
to get an alpha key, actually, you didn't even have to spend $25. I just did because I wanted to. But to get an alpha key, you only had to spend $1, right? But here's the catch with the $1 thing, right? They set the goal for the Kickstarter to $1.
Oh.
The Kickstarter goal was $1. So anyone who funded it for $1 funded the entire Kickstarter themselves.
That's really funny.
Uh-huh.
That's
So
a
they
good joke.
gotta, if you spent like the dollar, you got a badge for your character that said, "I funded it myself."
That's great. That's great.
You funded
I
the
love
whole
campaigns
Kickstarter
that have
yourself.
yeah, I love indie campaigns that have a sense of humor like that. That's a
Yeah,
good one.
that's
That's a good
that's
joke.
just Arctic's entertainment in that show. If they're nothing if not having a sense of humor. It's usually that like really old like 2000s internet humor. They still use a lot of like the old like 2000s like slang and emojis and things like that in their like patch notes and like
Yeah.
developer logs and things like that they send out. So it's fun to just read that and be like, yeah, I can read this stuff. But if I tried to show this to like one of my nephews, they would be like, what are they saying?
Yeah.
ZOMG? LOLs? What?
Oh my gosh.
Uh
And that's endearing though, I would
mhm.
say.
Mhm.
Because they're still working on an old
Yep.
series, like
Yep.
that's
It's an old
it's a
series, yep.
fun
Yep.
lineage.
Yeah, they still
So it's all like,
update. I know that they still update Dragon Fable regularly and Adventure Quest regularly. Adventure Quest was the like original game. I don't know if they still update Mech Quest regularly. I haven't checked in on that one in a while.
MechQuest was like the spinoff. I remember
It was a spin-off of Dragon Fable. Yeah.
that. Right. Yeah.
I liked Mech Quest a little bit better than Dragon Fable, but I think I might have played a bit more Dragon Fable just because there was more game in that one because that one was more popular.
I still have old emails in my original email folder from MechQuest, which I think is hilarious.
Nice. Yeah, like
For
that.
me, like setting up my account.
I mean, you can still play that thing even though Flash is dead because they made a dedicated launcher with Flash built into
Oh,
it, so you can play
very
those
cool.
dead Flash games. Yep.
That's
So
cool. That's very useful. I like it when people do that.
yep.
Support their worlds they made. Good for them.
Yep.
Speaking of worlds, I'm playing Unknown Worlds games. I'm playing Subnautica 1 on the Switch. I don't know what
Oh,
possessed me to do this,
that's an evil
but
game.
I've heard, yeah, right, yeah, I've heard Subnautica 2 was a big hit on Steam in early access, and I was like, you know what? I never played the first one really. I have it on console, but I'm like, this Switch 2 version's $10. They put it on sale just so people can play the original before the new one comes out. And I'm just getting my head around it. They really just drop you in that thing, dude. Like it's kind of crazy. I don't know if you've ever played Subnautica. Like
No.
they just drop you in there and they go like, I don't know, dude, go start harvesting.
Honestly, it looks kind of fun, but I have so many
Yeah.
other things that I'm playing right now. I just don't really want to dedicate the time to something that I might not like, but
It was a holdover for me between Mina the Hollower and whatever else. Like that's kind of what I was playing. I'm also playing Fire Emblem Three Houses. I'm not going to update it here, but that's my main Switch game besides the new stuff I'm
the
playing
game's
in
so good.
Yoshi. So yeah, that game is great. But I have nothing new to say, so I'm not going to say anything about that one. But Subnautica 1, the Switch 2 version is great. I have this thing about myself where if I can tell I'm going to become addicted to something, I will try to move away from it until I can give it time. And this is one of those. Stardew Valley is also this way too, where like
Stardew
I'm
is
playing
so
too
good.
much right now. Like yeah, like I'm just straight up playing too much right now. I can't give the time I want to give to this thing,
Oh my
but I
gosh.
will be back like
I can get
100%.
lost in Stardew. I mean, Stardew, I love that game.
Yeah. And Haunted Chocolatier, that should be coming out in
I
2035.
I don't know if I'm really that interested in that one, to be honest. It just doesn't
It's
sound that appealing of a game setting to
it's
me, but
it's Concerned Ape, dude. Like he's gonna make it interesting. I know he is. So
maybe.
anyway.
I like
But
farms.
yeah, yeah,
I'm a
farms. Yeah,
farm boy. Yeah.
Subnautica 2 is basically just water farms, dude. Like that's basically what
Water
it is.
farms. Yeah.
Yeah, you're building like a base or whatever. But it's immediately engaging because the game just goes like, if you're really going to mess up, we're gonna like put big subtitles on the screen, like eat something, you're dying, idiot. Like they'll do that, which is really funny. Or they're like, oh, you're drowning, go back up. So they'll like nudge you at the
Yeah.
points they need to. But I really like that. A lot of games just go like, we're gonna take you through our tutorial and be really gentle with you. And this game is just like, oh man, go start swimming. Go start swimming. He looks dangerous. Don't beat him that fish. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's I
same.
kind of respect for that.
I was watching Donkey play the second one. And, like every time he'd eat a fish, the game would yell at him like, "You are not allowed to eat this fish, buddy. You
Really?
cannot digest this fish."
Oh,
And
that's
then he'd
good.
just like keep eating like various fish,
Um,
and every single time he'd eat a fish, the game would be like, don't eat that fish. You can't eat it."
that's really funny. Yeah, Donkey would go like, "Why can't I eat it? I am eating
Yeah,
it. Let me eat it."
yeah.
Yeah, that's good. But anyway, that's Subnautica 1. Not much to say, but I really like it. It's something I will be coming back to. And then I have another Dosa Divas check-in. I'm not going to check in on this thing until I finish it. If I finish it, I think it's got some great ideas. But at the end of the day, the JRPG combat is just not engaging or fun, and it's basically Paper Mario counter stuff, but super static. Like the enemies straight up do one attack every single time, and if you block it perfectly every single time, you can make it through without getting hit. And it's been like that for 2 to 3 hours straight, and it has not changed it up. And that is a big no-no when it comes to that style of combat. Um, and I think that is a major detriment to the game. Also, the story's not grabbing me. The characters aren't grabbing me. The thing that is keeping me going is moving around the space and getting all those stuff. But it's just not enough to hang on, so I'm gonna put it down for now. If I get the wild hair to finish it, I will. It's a short game, but Dosa Divas just I wanted it to be better than it is, and I'm not really liking it that much. I'm gonna be honest. I want to support smaller studios. This is from Outer Sloth Publishing, who did it's Inner Sloth who published it basically through their Outer Sloth thing, which is the Among Us people. But the developer is Outer Loop Games. So I like playing a lot of interesting indie games, but like this is just not hitting for me. So we'll see if I ever come back to this thing. I don't know. Speaking of games that might miss the mark, Noah, you played Bubsy 4D. You think that game's kind of mid?
Yeah, I do.
That's a
It's
Is that a bummer? I don't know if that's a bummer or not. Like the bar is not very high for this series. You know what I mean?
the bar was high for me because I liked Bubsy, but yeah, the game's it just doesn't do anything original or interesting really. It's a fine 3D platformer. It's inoffensive, but there's just not enough going on here really to get me engaged personally. Like the humor's just it's kind of there and it's kind of not. Like it's hit or miss really. And the like yeah, it's just another indie 3D platformer. It's not. I I don't really have a whole lot of. I guess it's a little slippery on the controls. Um, and as for like the environments, they're kind of bad. Like the whatever they use to like generate some of these environments, like you can see like clear like clipping and like un like where the ground will be like there'd be like a big gap in the ground and like you can see like meshes just not meshing correctly and like there's a lot of seams in this thing and like
Yeah.
if there's was just like a one or two I could pass it off but it seems like every level you can just see the seams of the level and it's just like I don't know guys there's an
From what I've
acceptable
played,
level but
right? Sorry, I'll let you continue. But the one anecdote I had, having played the demo, it feels like a really fun move set in desperate need of a game. Like, you know what I mean? Like
yeah
the actual level design is just not there. Like it's almost no level design. That's what it felt like to me.
yeah
It feels like obstacle courses, right? That's kind of my feeling.
yep yep
But yeah,
you've pretty much got it. I mean, the levels designs are just like yeah, they can be a little challenging here and there. I'm past like the first world. I'm in the second world. It looks like there's three worlds to this thing. But yeah, I don't know. I'll probably force my way through it at some point, but I'm mixed on it. So and
mixed.
it's it's just not very interesting. It's not in. All right, here it is. Here it is.
Here it is. Here it is.
Bubsy 3D is better. Bubsy 3D is better. Mic
Wow,
drop.
better than 40? How
Yeah,
could it be better than 40? 40's got an extra dimension.
I know, but Bubsy 3D was at least interesting.
Listen, that's our motto. Be good, be bad, don't be boring. Just don't be boring. That's the easy thing to ascribe to.
Now, I will say Bubsy 4D looks a lot better, controls a lot better, plays a lot
Mhm.
better, but Bubsy 3D is way more interesting because of how wacky that thing plays.
Noah likes that game, and that's just fine. There's a couple of them out there, right?
Mhm.
Um, Bubsy 4D. It sounds like yeah, the Metacritic for this thing was like 72, 3. Like everyone's kind of lockstep on it. It's like a 6 or 7.
It's fine.
Um,
Yeah.
and it's totally fine. And it's the best one of these. It's the best Bubsy game,
Sure.
which is not a high bar. So
And I mean, games are allowed to just be fine. I have better things to play right now. So I'm gonna play better things and hold off on playing things that are just fine.
Well, that's the thing too. Like it's, you know, yeah. There's that. There's the quality thing, but also like I don't know. This is kind of an accomplishment for the series. Like the series is bad. Bubsy's a bad video game series.
Oh,
The
come
games
on
are bad,
now.
dude.
Tell
Like
us how
this
you
is
really
actually
feel.
like high marks.
Okay,
Like the
okay,
SNES games,
okay, but
the
but
PS4 game.
you can't say that it's worse than Gex. Gex is like the worst thing ever created, so
Is it though?
it
Is it worse
is.
than Bubsy?
Oh, okay,
We
come
need
on.
to
Gex
we need to compare.
Gex is not funny. Straight up, Gex has never said anything funny in his entire career. At least
Same for
Bubsy
Bubsy.
says no, because Bubsy says, "What can possibly go wrong?" And that's funny.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is, because he's a
It's
cat and
not.
he has paws. It's
Oh my
funny.
gosh.
What could
It's not
possibly
okay.
go wrong?
The problem is Gex has jokes that are stuck in the 90s when he was made. Bubsy thinks he has jokes, but they all suck. All right. Gex had a time and place for jokes. They weren't great, but they were jokes of the era. Bubsy is not a comedian, but he thinks
Bubsy
he's
is
the funniest guy
evergreen.
around.
Bubsy will always be funny. Like 1,000 years from now, historians will look at Bubsy and they'll say, "Man, this was comedy. This was the golden age of comedy. Bubsy the cat."
What we're gonna do is we're gonna look at Bubsy come down the line and go like, why wasn't this kneecapped at birth? Bubsy won. Why did we make any more than one? Why did we make Bubsy? That's what I'm saying.
That's crazy.
Anyway, okay, Gex is better only because Yoshitaka Amano did that art for the re-release. That's the only reason.
That's crazy.
Uh,
He did one
That's
art
so
piece.
funny to do that. Yeah, it makes
Uh-huh.
it makes the series way better
Wow.
than Bubsy because there's an actual
Maybe they need
like
a mono to do Bubsy art. Did you ever think of that?
he absolutely he doesn't even know what Bubsy is,
Yes,
bro.
he
No what?
does. He doesn't know what
No,
Gex is. He just drew it because I told him to.
he knows what
And he
Gex
needs
is.
money.
He drew Gex.
Bro needs
He drew
money.
Gex. I have yet to see proof that he knows who Bubsy is. He's drawn Gex before.
Oh my gosh.
That's all I'm saying.
Well,
That's all
maybe
I'm
he's
saying.
a registered Gex offender then. We don't know.
All right, shut it down. Shut it down. That's the new title. That's the new title. Can you write that down? That has to be
Shut
the
it
title.
down.
Please
Alright,
do
alright.
register Gex offender.
Oh, registered Gex
Oh,
offender.
that has to be it. That's too good. Anyway, that's too good. God, no, you're so good at this. Anyway, let's not talk about bad video games. Let's talk about good video games. And let's start with 2 new video games, right? I have been playing some Yoshi and the Mysterious Book. So,
You
everybody
think
knows this.
you
Everybody knows
think
this
Yoshi's
about
like
me.
a cousin to Gex?
I think Gex thinks he's a cousin to him, but they're probably just relatives, you know.
Gex
If anything,
watched the Mario Galaxy movie. He's like, "That could have been me up there, guys. That could have been me up there."
Gex is like, I'm in a different galaxy. Trust. Ask Miyamoto. He knows about me. He's just waiting to pull me in. I'm gonna be an assist trophy one day. Just watch. Just watch.
Assist trophy Gex. That's crazy.
Dude,
They'll
they
do
would
an
do
assist
something like
trophy Bubsy before they'll do assist trophy Gex. And
No
I will
way,
die
no
on
way.
this cross. I will bear this cross for Bubsy the cat, okay?
If they put Bubsy in Smash Brothers in any capacity, they need to kill themselves with samurai swords. That's what needs to happen. Yeah, they need
That's
to commit
crazy.
seppuku on the front steps.
That's so crazy.
Gex also looks better than Bubsy. Bubsy looks like a freak.
Disagree.
And I'm not even that passionate about Gex. I just hate Bubsy that much. That's how I feel.
That's insane. It's just insane. What could possibly go
Anyway, let's talk about a real good mascot. Yoshi, he's finally good now. He finally has a good
Oh,
name.
okay, LARPer. The LARPening.
You know what? I am a LARPer, okay? I like Yoshi now.
LARPer.
He's cool
Oh, that's
now.
crazy.
But it also doubles down in this game. There's multiple colored Yoshis. The game is called Yoshi. There's not one singular Yoshi. It's a race of Yoshis. You can pick a color Yoshi.
They've always been like that.
Race. I
They've
know,
always been
but people say, but listen, I agree. But people go like Yoshi, that's the one Yoshi. Like he's always that Yoshi.
No,
Like,
he's
no,
always been a
it's a
race.
race.
Yes, we've
Exactly.
always known that.
Exactly.
The people who
there's
say
people,
that did not play
yes,
Mario World. It's Mario World. You could get different
preach,
Yoshis.
preach, preach. And that's what's happening here, which is good. But that we're on the same page. But people drive me insane when they do that. They go like, no, there's Yoshi's the guy. Like he's a freaking dog. He's a schnauzer. Like there's a million
Yeah,
schnauzers.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's a
Never takes
million
the time.
dudes named Yoshi. Yeah,
Anyway,
and the
Yoshi
female ones
finally
are Birdo. We know this.
see, yeah, is that right?
I
Is that
don't
right?
know. I'm just throwing it out there. I don't know if we need to go in depth on the Mario lore again.
Listen, I love the Mario lore and talk about the happenings of Mario characters. That's really good. But that there was a shirt that was Birdo's anatomy that was really freaky and awesome. I need to get that.
That's really
Um,
weird.
yeah, it's just like your skeletal system and like the freaking snout on her. I'm like,
Oh.
that's nice. I need to get one of
Mm.
those. But if she's female Yoshi, that's a freaky. But anyway, Yoshi and the Mysterious Book. It's the newest, hottest joint from Nintendo. Um, I do stand by this. It is the best Yoshi game they've ever made. Yoshi's video games for little babies with fun art styles. This game is actually not. It's for families, not for babies. Like, the thing about this thing that's really interesting is it's kind of like a Captain Toad situation where they thought outside the box about giving a beloved character archetype of the Mario Historia like an interesting like gameplay setting basically like Captain Toad. They had that stuff in uh what is it, Mario Galaxy, right? He shows up in there and they have the Captain Toad levels or whatever, but like
No,
they,
well,
well they have like that character and everything like
the character
there's
was
like
there.
interesting stuff they do, yeah,
He
but
never
like they
was
come up
like he
with
never
this,
did anything in Galaxy though. The Captain Toad levels were in Mario 3D World.
right, okay, so yeah, sorry, he showed up in Mario Galaxy,
Yep.
right, and then he actually had playable levels
Yes.
in 3D World. That's right. Yes.
Yep.
And that's really like they thought out of the box on how to innovate with a really interesting mascot character. That's fun. They're doing that here with Yoshi. Like they're not just doing like, hey, we're going to make what is it, Super Mario World 2, but it
That's. Are you
sucks. Like
sure
they're
that's
not
not what
doing
this
that
is?
here.
Because that's what they've always done
It's
with these
not.
things.
It's super. That's why it's interesting. That's why it's interesting. This thing is so different than a normal Yoshi game. Like, okay, so the actual structure of Yoshi the Mysterious Book is not, hey, I'm running side to side to get to the end of a level. That is not what you're doing in this game. You basically have this book. His name is Mr. E. He's got a fun mustache like the Pringles can guy, and he wants you to fill out all the creatures in his book. You fill in all the pages and all the things that they can do, and you're basically like being a
Just like Legends
scribe for.
Arceus.
Yeah, sure. You're you're doing your first like Yoshi decks. Like that's basically what's happening. Um, you're like you're like going to these biomes, these habitats, they call them habitats, and you're interacting with these creatures and you're trying to find out what these creatures can do. So like basically when you enter a world, you're like, okay, I'm going to pick them up. I'm going to throw them. I'm going to lick them. I'm going to turn them into an egg. What happens when I do these things? And every time you do that, a little etch gets like marked in the book saying like, hey, this creature, like for instance, there's the spiky creature. If you try to lick him, it'll hurt you. Like, don't do that because he's spiky. You can't do that. But if you burn him in fire, it burns the spines off, and then you can eat him. And all that stuff will be cataloged. It's basically like a you're doing like research on these creatures, and the levels unfurl in a really fun way where you're using these characters' capabilities to solve puzzles. And it's really, really, really engaging. And the art style is so good. I think it sounds great. They fixed the fucking egg throwing where you can actually aim it now. Nintendo.
They don't have that.
Oh, yeah, but you can actually just like aim it. He goes like,
He's like,
but you can
ah?
aim it.
Huh?
They finally fixed that crap mechanic that they never should have. It
I mean,
always should have been this.
Just
Anyway.
saying, you can aim it in Smash Bros. So don't see the issue there.
See, Smash Brothers. See, listen, Sakurai, he ain't playing a fool. He knows what he's
Yeah.
doing. All right,
Yeah.
that guy knows what he's doing. But now
Yoshi plays
the
real
word
good
must
in
have
that
gotten
game.
back. There you go. Word must have gotten back, and it's like, yo, figure it out. Like make the eggs, make you can throw them, right? Make them so you can throw it. So they figured that out. That's great. Um, but yeah, like the game is structured really interestingly, like this, where you're investigating each creature, you're finding out what each can do, and you're doing all the puzzles. And there's like, it feels like it's a really good game to 100%. You're getting all the flowers like you do in a regular Yoshi game. You're also finding out the abilities for each of the creatures, and it's just really fun, really breezy, really light. And it feels like the perfect game to play with a kid. Where like I'm gonna bring my kid in here and she's gonna play it this weekend. I've been kind of hiding it from her. She's been asking about it. I'm like, we'll get to it when we have some time. Because she's just gonna be like, oh, do this, do this, do this. And that discovery factor is really engaging.
Mhm.
It's just a really different one of these things. Like it's like a very, very casual platformer, puzzle platformer, but in a really interesting, novel way I've never seen quite done. And Yoshi's usually just like the side-scrolling, throw the egg, get the coin thing.
Yep.
This is so different from that.
Cool.
So I really like it. It's a
Seems
really good game.
almost
I
sandboxy.
it is sandboxy. Yeah, that is a really good term for it. And also, I think it's great for kids, but it's really good for adults. Like it stretches your imagination a little bit. Go like, oh, what could I do? I
It's almost
recommend it. It's great.
like a Drawn to Life or like a Scribble
Yeah, a
Notes.
little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're trying to find out the possibilities of the
Mhm.
space. Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, if you see it on sale, which you won't,
Yeah.
I recommend it. If you're looking for a good game for your Switch 2, this is it.
Cool.
This is the best Yoshi game they've ever made, and it's really good. It sounds
I
awesome.
mean,
It
Yoshi's
looks
Island, people like that
fantastic.
one. I think that one's all right. I've played it. Yeah, Yoshi's Island was
I
okay.
mean, Yoshi is a test bed for children's video games. That's what they've always been.
Sure.
The entire series has been this.
Except for
This
Yoshi's
feels like
Island. Yoshi's Island's kind of brutal,
yeah,
actually.
Yoshi's Island is a tough game, but
Yeah.
they also named that Mario World 2, which they never should have ever done that. But
Yeah.
anyway, that's I digress. But it feels like out of step from what Yoshi normally is, and that's interesting. That's the most interesting thing about it. I will definitely finish it. I'm about halfway through. There's 6 worlds. I'm almost through world 3. I started yesterday. It's not a very long game, it seems, but yeah, highly recommend it.
So,
Honestly, from what I played, it's a really good game.
nice.
Um, so yeah, if you're looking to check that out, um,
Here's a
yeah,
funny
anything else you
anecdote
think of?
with that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I was just thinking about this as you were talking about this. So Donkey had like this like a GameStop like prank calling video that he put out one time. And
Yeah, I remember this.
he's
Yeah.
like calling him about like Donkey Kong, like, hey, you guys got the Donkey Kong game? Like, no, but we have Yoshi's Crafted World. He's like, you guys got Yoshi's Crappy World? I don't want to play that. Yoshi's
That's how I feel.
Crappy World?
That's how I feel though. Yeah, no, I can relate. Yoshi did have a crappy world. Now he's got a really fun world he can inhabit.
That's. I'm glad that this is another Yoshi's Crappy World.
It's not. No, no,
Oh,
no.
that's
The
fun.
book's not honestly that mysterious, but I like finding out about all the creatures inside. That's what I'm doing. So,
Fun.
yeah. Any other things we can talk about before the real meat of this podcast? This is what this game is going to be. We're going to talk about a fun video game next. Anything else from you?
Nope.
Okay, let's get into it. 007 First Light is so awesome. This this game is so this game is so good. It is shocking how good it is. Um, okay, I could go at length about this thing. What do you think of this game?
It's all right.
I think it's so good. I think you have to be more effusive, Noah. Be more effusive about the things you like. God, this game
Yeah,
is so good.
yeah. I've played a good amount of it. I played like I don't know, 13 hours of it.
Yeah, so you're almost done with this thing. Is
Yeah,
what it sounds like.
yeah. I think I'm at the end of it.
Yeah, I think IO Interactive nailed it in one. Like they've been spending a lot of time making this video game, and it shows in almost every way. Like
Yeah.
the animation is just top tier. The the environments are just staggering how much you can interact with.
Mhm.
Like especially in fist fights, dude. Like when you are fighting dudes in in a closed space, there is stuff getting knocked over, like
Yeah.
contextual combat and like maneuvers are happening. Like basically you bring a dude by a freaking counter, you smack him on a counter and like do a double combo on
Yep.
him, you know?
Yep.
Um, like
Come with fun
so
set.
much like
Satisfying.
Yeah, really satisfying stuff. It's just like so many little bits of just design that they added here that you're just like, wow, they spent a lot of time thinking about how this game was going to be played.
They do some like video gamey stuff I've noticed, like with the AI when you're in like close quarters, like for instance, they'll like kind of just tap you with bullets if there's like one outside of your vision. The ones outside your vision will kind of just tap you with bullets. They won't really like
Yeah,
kill you. Like they give you enough time to like know that you're being shot at by somebody on the side. You flip your camera around. Oh, hey, there he is. Bang. Um,
right.
and they'll do the same thing
Yeah,
in fights. Like if guys are on the side outside of your camera, they won't really engage with you. But if they're in your line of vision, then you might have multiple guys trying to gang up on you. Um,
yeah,
so
yeah.
that's kind of something I've found that's kind of weird with the combat.
Yeah, so we can get into it a little bit in a second, but I guess the setup here is that IO, I think they might have pitched Amazon slash MGM about making a Bond game or something. Something happened where someone talked to somebody and went like, "Can you make this game?" And IO was like, "Yeah, this is the perfect fit. Like this series, this developer, everything about it just sings."
Mm-hmm.
They've been making this thing forever. This is a follow up to Hitman 3, and it like there's a lot of Hitman DNA in this thing. Like the level design being very interwoven and very interconnected, honestly, with a
Mm-hmm.
lot of stuff to pick up. Like that's a very Hitman thing.
Yep.
Doing the investigative parts where you're trying to suss out your target and your goal. Basically, you have to go talk to a lot of people and pick up a lot of things to kind of narrow down where you're supposed to go to accomplish a task. Very Hitman. A lot of contextual like hazards, like electrical boxes that you can like rig to explode, monitors you can use to blow up, like you can like shoot things at people. Like that is so Hitman. The Hitman is all over this game, but like there's a lot of Uncharted here too.
Mm-hmm.
It's honestly, it might even be more Uncharted than a lot of people think it would be. um Specifically in the combat where you're doing a lot of free flowing fisticuffs, but also like Uncharted 4 specifically, where you can like chain your combos to like steal guns from people and like shoot them. Like that is super Uncharted 4.
You can't really do that here, but
You do a lot of it. It's really interesting. The stuff that they mix and match here.
hmm.
Um, but yeah, like the thing that I think I've come away from the most is just how polished it is, like how expensive it looks. Like this
Hmm.
is an expensive. We don't get a lot of expensive looking and feeling video games these days.
Yeah,
Um, it
this looks
really feels
very
like
triple A.
It Amazon went like, "Yo, put the money on this thing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Take your time, make the video game you want to make, and make it awesome." Like that's how it feels.
It looks
Um,
incredible.
it feels like a game with very few compromises, like genuinely.
Yeah.
Um, and I'm playing on a base PS5. It is rock freaking solid, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Like I have not even had any hitches. Like, okay, IO is known for their technical prowess with the Glacier engine specifically, but like this is like leagues higher in fidelity and just like just busyness to
Yeah.
like all the Hitman games. It's
Mm-hmm.
kind of impressive. It's a really impressive video game. One of the
Yeah.
best looking video games on the market. Um, and how do you feel? I guess how do you feel about the character of Bond in this too? Because he's like he's the guy you're
Yeah,
playing. What do you think about his version?
he's a little different than the movies, but it's not like jarringly different. He's just portrayed a little bit differently, I think. But that might be just due to this being like a youthful Bond.
Yeah, yeah,
And so yeah, it's interesting. And on like the performance piece, I I had to do minimal changes to my settings.
yeah.
To I'm running them all on like medium basically, and game runs perfectly smooth for me. Um,
Right.
so the PC port's great. And the only thing that this game doesn't have that I really think AAA titles just need to start including, they don't have a motion sickness accessibility option.
Yeah,
So,
I was looking for that because I
mhm,
always turn off motion blur stuff,
mhm,
always,
mhm.
and they don't have that here. Yeah, I've noticed that
You,
too.
you, well, I turned it off because you can turn it off if you go. I think if you go into the accessibility options themselves and
Oh,
go
do you?
deeper
Okay,
into them, then but they don't
yeah,
have just like a quick toggle for it. Um,
interesting,
you,
interesting.
you have to go a little bit deeper because I played that opening, right, and when James Bond got like that virus and the screen was getting all like fuzzy and stuff, I was like, okay,
Yeah.
if I can't turn this off, I'm refunding this game. And so I was able to figure out how to turn it off, luckily. But
Oh
I
wow.
literally am not going to play a game that's just going to make me sick. Like I just can't do that.
Oh wow.
I'm not
That
going to
bad,
do that.
huh?
It was
No,
that
I
bad.
didn't know that. It was,
I was
wow.
so I had such a bad headache after that scene, and I only
Ooh.
played with it for like a couple like minutes. But I was like, okay, I gotta turn this off, and I was able to figure it out. But
Yeah,
so
something I've learned in just us podcasting is that you get really motion sick.
hmm. Yeah, I
That's
do.
interesting. Yeah.
Yep. So, but luckily they had the settings for it. They're just kind of a little annoying to find, but they
Yeah.
like in the starting sequence of a game, they need to have like oh, here's our colorblind accessibility. Here's our deaf accessibility, narrative options, and or visual options, whatever, and the blind accessibility for narrative options, and then
Yeah. Yeah.
here's the motion sickness accessibility because it I mean it was brutal. Like yeah, that opening was just I was just not about it. But yeah, I was able to turn all of those things off, and now I can play the game just fine. So
Yeah.
haven't gotten
It's
sick since.
technically really sound. It sounds like they have
Mm.
the options that you need to fix some of their problems
Yep.
if you can't deal with some of the thematic stuff they do. Because
The
like there is a couple times there where like they do a lot of camera stuff that I can see you
Yeah,
get sick
I
on.
I
Yeah.
I, I preemptively turned all that off. I'm sure. So because I just went through
Yeah.
all the settings, I was like, yep, off, 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 off. So,
Right.
um,
Right.
the only other technical issues I've ran into the game are like they're kind of I guess I'd expect them for this sort of thing, but they're just kind of characters acting a little bit weird or like I had one where like a character that was in a stall was stuck inside of like the window to get into his stall, and so he's just kind of like vibrating like very quickly.
Oh yeah.
Um, so I've seen
Yeah.
that. I've seen just like limbs like poking out of elevators, and characters just acting weird with elevators in general.
Yeah.
And I in one of the boss fights, I had the boss teleport on me, so that was kind of weird. I was like, "Oh, okay, he's teleporting."
Oh, is that
It's not a boss
the
that you fought,
twins?
no.
Okay, I was gonna say it's not the twins fight. Okay,
No,
gotcha. Yeah,
but
there's yeah. I had a similar teleportation incident with a boss, and I was like, "Oh,
yeah.
you're here now. Oh, dang."
Nah,
Um,
it's
yeah,
fine. These things are whatever. They don't, I'm playing a video game, I'm not trying to be like, I'm not going to be like my immersion, but
oh,
it
there's some people that are on Twitter doing some dumb stuff, like really dumb
sure.
stuff. Like
People
this
can be
game doesn't
mad.
work right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
people can be mad, whatever. It's such a complex game and
it
such
is.
a big game that they're just gonna have these little hiccups, and like you just kind of have to deal with it. There was only one time where I was in like a cut scene or not a cut, but I was in a conversation with a character in the middle of a mission, and James Bond and the character were just kind of staring at each other for a while, like during that
Yeah,
conversation. I was like, okay, is the game gonna crash? Or and then I was able to like mash some buttons and get out of it. But
yeah, like you're like locked in, but you haven't hit the sequence to like, hey, start talking. Yeah,
uh-huh.
I had
Uh-huh.
that with I was in it was in Mauritania. This isn't like a spoiler. I was getting the jewel from that quest to the character, and
Mm-hmm.
he was like at the stall to give it to her, but he was running, and he was like, I have they do all the talking and everything, but he's still moving. And as soon as he hands it to her, he snaps back into place and goes like, here you go. And there's a couple other ones where like not like the game is broken, but like
Yeah.
the models just get a little weird. Like
No.
I was in the gunfight later in that chapter, and I was trying to get behind cover, and he just kept running because he was like acting like he was running to cover, but I was stuck on geometry, so I had to kind of like back up, and then okay, now I can run to cover. So there's a couple hitches, yeah, like you said,
Yeah.
very similar to that. It also gets really funny and wonky in the hand-to-hand combat stuff because the screen gets really juddery too.
Hmm.
So like it shakes like every time you hit somebody. When you get hit, you get
Oh,
shook
I don't have that.
around.
I turned that off. No, 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 no.
Okay, so you have that off.
I
Okay,
cut that.
which is
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm
But
not playing with that.
I basically that sure that I could see why that would bother you specifically, but it would shake a little bit, and I could tell on the edges some dude's arms was kind of like wiggling every time it did. I thought
That's
that was kind
funny.
of funny. But yeah, there's just a little bit of hiccups here and there, but like
Hmm.
it's a systems heavy game. It's
Yep.
meant to happen, kind of, you know.
Yep.
And
It's
the
fine.
original Hit games, the Hitman games are like that too. So
Yep.
in terms of like presentation, cutscenes, like thematic stuff, all that stuff is so rock solid, so slick, so sexy. It is so unequivocally Bond. I love their
Yep.
take on it. It feels like a book accurate version of Bond, where
Hmm.
they literally got the description from the book. He's got the scar on his face. He's,
Yep.
you know, he's got a widow's peak, and he's a super spy. Like that's who
Yep.
he is. Um, he, hearing His Majesty's Secret Service was really weird for me because it was Her Majesty's for as long as Bonds existed because of the Queen, but now that the King is in there, it's super weird to have that
Yeah.
change.
That's so weird.
Um, that's so weird. But I think this game is phenomenal. It is so good. I really, really like this thing a lot.
It's kind of,
It's going to be
I
high up
guess,
there this year.
yeah, the setting is a little bit of a jarring thing to me because, like, it's hyper future stuff with the king and all
It's hyper
that.
modern. It's hyper
Yeah,
modern.
but it's supposed to be like the first of like James Bond. Like, I don't know, it just feels a
Yeah.
little weird to me because like
It
I think of the first James Bond stuff. I'm like, no, they were just barely getting to the moon then.
it basically
Uh,
feels like a game of its era, and I feel like every time they're gonna make these games, they're gonna just show the modernity
yeah.
of the era it's being made in.
Yep.
Like freaking Bond's got a cell phone in this thing. Like
Yep.
that doesn't happen in many of these movies. Um, and yeah, like Bond is a product of his era every time they make
I
one.
think so. Yeah.
Um, like you're never going back to period Bond. Bond
Yep.
is always like, hey, this is Casino Royale. I'm 2006 Bond. I have a freaking, BlackBerry or whatever. You know what
Yep.
I mean? Like
Yep.
that is how the series has always been. That they're a product of their environment, and this is no different. I think it's just a different iteration of that stuff, but it is very techy. I will agree with you. Honestly, like the thing about this game, the way this game revolves around on one mechanic, it's the watch. Like the watch is
Mm.
like the thing that you use like 100% of the
Yep.
time. It's like your detective vision, it's your like stunning people, it's
Yep.
your gadget thing, like it's everything. So that's very modern, but that's also in keeping with who Bond is as a character. Like he's got all these fun gadgets.
Yep.
Uh, I like their version of M. I like this version of Bond. I like that he's got a crew of agents that are with him. Greenway's a new character. He's great.
Yep.
It's a lot of fun, really good stuff. It's well acted, well performed, well written. I think it's really good. It feels like you're playing a special video game, like a special, really expensive video game. And I'm excited to wrap it up at some point. I'm really liking it. Really
Yeah.
liking it a lot. So yeah. Yeah,
It's
anything else Bond that you can think of?
Yeah, I mean it's it's just a fun sandboxy type infiltration sort of game.
Yeah,
I've been I've been mostly playing it for the story. I've been really liking that piece of it.
same, same.
The gameplay I'm not very good at. Uh
Mm,
I don't really play these things. So
yeah.
anytime I try and stealth around, I'm always caught. I'm like, all right, I guess it's fisticuffs.
I like that the game just lets you go though. They don't go like, "Oh,
Yeah.
you've been caught. Try again." Like he's like, "No, let's go," and then he just gets
Yep.
into it.
He
I like
just
that.
gets into it, yeah.
When when you fail stealth and Hitman, it's really bad. So
Mhm.
like having that change here is interesting.
Yeah, this game feels
Also
a
not
lot
being
of
able to
fun.
pull and also keeping with character of Bond, the license to kill stuff. You can't
Yep.
pull a gun until people pull guns on you.
Yep.
That's cool.
Yep.
I love that about it. So yeah, a lot of really good stuff here. I don't understand why it's it's not lowly rated, but like it's like an 87 on OpenCritic. This thing should be way higher. I really
Yeah,
feel
yeah, it's yeah. I don't know where that low rating comes from
this thing needs
because
to be like a 90. Like
yeah,
I
this thing's a 9 out of 10. This thing's a straight up 9 out of 10.
oh
Absolutely.
for sure for now, yeah. From
Yeah,
what I could tell, like if I were to rate it right now, 100%. Like
yeah,
this is a 999 game. Yeah.
yep, yep.
Yeah,
But
I will absolutely have this done by the time we wrap next week's pod for sure. So I'll have my closing thoughts then. So
yeah, this thing's been a lot of fun for me. Yeah, like as somebody who doesn't play these things, and yeah, I've struggled to put it down. Um, I
same, yeah.
I I think that like some of the like I guess some of the pacing is a little bit like you can get stuck doing certain things sometimes and stuck on certain like puzzles that they want you to do like a specific thing for this one puzzle, so that can get a little
Okay.
frustrating sometimes.
Oh sure, yeah.
And some of the combat sequences, especially in like the early game, were also kind of frustrating. And
Yeah.
there's some like sequences that are like more of like quick time events that also got a bit frustrating because if you would fail them, then you'd have to like go back and watch like unskippable cutscenes to get back
Yeah.
to it. There's one sequence that I hit in particular that you haven't seen yet, and I got stuck on it for like an hour, maybe not that long, but it was just really annoying. It felt like an hour.
I was in a similar boat. I was talking to one of the main antagonists, and you could provoke him or basically stall for time. And I
That's
failed it once.
exactly the
And
one that I'm talking about. I lost
yeah,
that one like several times, and it was really frustrating.
I lost it twice, and it was really annoying. I'm like, okay, what am I doing wrong? And
Yeah,
there's like a mini game you got to pay attention to, like the health pool at the bottom.
yeah,
Like you have to
yeah.
pay attention to that.
I was paying attention to it
Yeah,
the entire time, but I failed that thing like 6 or 7 times. I don't know.
it just takes a minute to get. Yeah, yeah. It's
It
a
was just
toughie. That
really
was a toughie.
frustrating. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it's a nice idea, but like I wish it was an autofill like that. Um,
Mhm.
anyway, but it's mostly high marks for me. This game is
Yeah.
fantastic, really good game. So yeah, that's what we think of Double Seven First Light to start. We're definitely gonna have this done by the time next podcast rolls around,
Yeah, I'm almost
um,
done with it.
for sure.
I'm like
I
about to
will
nail the bad guys. So
I will be done with this probably come Sunday, most likely. Like I'm going to be binging this weekend for sure. I'm probably about halfway through it now. I would call.
yeah,
I'm almost halfway through it. So yeah, that's video games. We talked about some pretty short video game block this time because of the hard out. But let's talk a little bit about games we're excited about. I don't want to go too long on this, but just there's a couple things that I wanted to kind of bring up to you. Um, yeah, so like there's some conferences coming up. There's some games that are going to be announced, some games that are going to be talked about. I just kind of wanted to grill you about what you want to see, what you think's going to be there. We don't have to go conference by conference. Just give me a gut feeling on how you feel about some of the stuff. A couple things that I thought would, that stood out to me. So, I want to talk about first of all Dragon Quest 12 that got re-revealed this week, not even next week. Um, and it's kind of interesting that thing. Like, who knows when it's coming out? Apparently, they've restarted development on it after a major, you know, conflict of vision, and they put a new subtitle on it. So the first one was called like the Flames of Fate or something. Dragon Quest called the Flames of Fate. It was going to be like this dark and gritty Dragon Quest, I guess. And it sounds like Yuji Horii stepped in, the producer, and was like, "This isn't what Dragon Quest is. Like, you need to change this." And it sounds like they found a better direction, and they're just making a straight up Dragon Quest game, which is what people want. I don't know why you would ever change that. Dragon Quest is a thing. It's a template, right? Um, and that who knows when that comes out? That's a 2030 game, as far as I know.
Hmm.
Um, but that was interesting. I mentioned Modern Warfare 4 at some point, like that got shown today. Interesting North Korean conflict instead of an American side of it, which is interesting, or British side of it even. So there's that. the thing I wanted to mention before we kind of get into it really is GTA 6, the trailer, I've heard is supposed to be in July. Not going to be shown in the next couple weeks, I think. So you can hold your breath on that, I suppose, or don't hold your breath, I suppose. But those are the things I can think of that won't fit into this little period. Um, you know, because they've already been announced, or there's speculation that they will be shown at different times. So yeah, let's I guess let's start here. When do you think Nintendo's going to start talking about video games? They don't have a time for their thing yet, and they usually do around this time. So what do you think?
I don't know. Nintendo just kind of does whatever they want. So they'll, lately they've just been dropping like stuff. Like they just like, oh yeah, by the way, here's a like was that Star Fox Direct ever like announced before they dropped that, or did they just start it up all of a
10
sudden?
minutes before. 10
Yeah,
minutes before.
yeah.
They
So
say, by the way, yeah,
I think
I think that
that's
sucks.
I think that's what they want to do now, though. They like doing that for some reason. They think that's funny, I guess. But
It's dumb. It's really dumb. Like no
uh,
one can cover it that way. And maybe that's what they want to do. But like, if you have a block of time, like more people are going to be into it. Wouldn't you
yeah,
want that?
yeah,
But
you'd
maybe it doesn't
think
matter.
that people would want that, but I guess Nintendo just doesn't care.
It's really weird. So weird.
Yeah. So
Um,
that's my money's on they just start it up and don't tell anyone till like 10 minutes before or whatever. They're like,
for a direct though, do you think they'll do it? Okay, first of all, do you think they'll do it? Do you think they will do a direct? And if so, are they just going to do that again? Like, I don't know if they will.
they might do a direct, yeah. I mean they've got I feel like they've got games, right? Like they've
They
gotta
need to
have
talk about
games.
it.
Yeah, they've gotta have video games. Like they when was the last time they put out like a good video game besides like that Star Fox thing that's coming out? Like I mean I guess the Yoshi
They
game,
need to,
but
yeah, but
that's not a, that's
that's
not a
pretty
big
low.
seller though.
That's a low stakes game.
Yeah.
Like they need to talk about freaking Fire Emblem because
I
that
was gonna
game's
say,
coming
yeah,
out
Fire
tail
freaking
end of
Star
summer.
Fox is a low stakes game. Like they gave it its own direct. They like, oh, this is it. Star Fox is back. This is gonna be our smash hit for the Switch 2. This is gonna sell so many Switch 2s. Star Fox. You know what did
It is
sell Switch
so
2s was Pocopia. Pocopia definitely sold Switch 2s. I know
oh
somebody who bought a Switch 2 just for Pocopia, so like
yeah, same for Tamagotchi Life. Like that game is that's
well,
a
that's a
Switch
Switch
One
1
game,
game. That's a Switch 1 game.
but it sold Switch twos, dude. Like
Did
people
it?
bought that game and that console. Yep.
Weird. Weird.
hmm Yeah, it's a weird one. My sister, she loves Tomodachi Life. She was like, "Yeah, I want to play that second one." You know, um, yeah. For my money, I think it can't be any later than July, right? Like they got to start talking about these video games. Like they have Splatoon coming out in July, like Splatoon Raiders. That's the 23rd. Like they have to
Yeah.
promote that a little bit. Like show what that thing is. Like a trailer's not enough. Like you kind of
Yeah.
have to show what it is if it's not normal Splatoon. Like people are picturing it's Salmon Run with some survival elements, but like we don't know that. We don't. So who knows what it could be? If they do, I mean the Star Fox leak was real, obviously. Um that almost means that Ocarina of Time thing is definitely real then, because that was uttered in the same breath, pretty much. And I've heard from multiple sources that that is absolutely going to happen. They just need to show it. Um, but who knows?
Yeah.
Shrug. I don't know. Nintendo is weird about timing stuff right now. But when it comes to the Star Fox thing, it's low stakes, but like it's so obvious to me. They are yet again testing the waters for more Star Fox, but like I feel like this time they're going to actually make a new Star Fox after this. Like this has been so well received, and so many people will buy this because of the Switch 2. People are desperately seeking out a big video game to play or a high quality video game to play on a Switch 2 that is from Nintendo.
I should
They
have.
will go out to they yeah, exactly. They will go out and play a remake of Star Force 64, and Nintendo's going to see that and they're going to greenlight a sequel to it. That's what's going
Yep.
to happen. And it's not going to be too hard to make because they're going to probably scope it the same way, just with new stuff, which is what people want. That's what
Yep.
people want out of Star Fox.
We
Keep it familiar.
really
Keep
don't want Star Fox 64 again. But what we do
Right.
want is something similar to Star Fox 64. You got it right. Like
100%.
the
Yeah.
third time you made one of these things. Like good job.
Yeah.
Now like do iterate on that. Don't, just do the same
Iterate on
thing
that.
over again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Iterate on
100%.
it,
100%. Um, yeah, that Ocarina of Time thing needs to show up. I mean, maybe to tide people over, you put out some more Zelda remasters. I don't know. Like, who knows?
Twilight Princess Wind Waker HD remasters, maybe those still exist. Maybe they're
They
in the Nintendo Vault,
apparently,
or maybe they lost the code for them. We don't know.
dude, straight up, it's the Metroid thing where they made it and it's sitting there. Like that's what I've heard from people, and no one knows why they haven't put it out. Same for that Fire Emblem Holy War thing. They're just holding on to it for a rainy day. Like,
I don't even want to hear about that thing. I mean, I I'll I'm
but
chomping
that's
at the
all
bit
the
to play that
that's
remake, but because
but that's
I
they're literally saving this stuff for droughts. Like that's
yeah,
what they're saving stuff for. Um,
like legit that genealogy of the Holy War remake, if that comes out and I get to play that thing, like that might just end up being like my new favorite Fire Emblem, like straight up, like
yeah,
that game is so good. It just I think with a fresh coat of paint, that thing could be even better than it already is.
yeah. Eh, I mean, who knows what's going to happen? Like, Nintendo is the most like black box of all of them. Like, you never know what they're going to
Yeah,
have. But they've been pretty leaky lately. They have been pretty leaky
yeah.
lately. And the Star Fox thing and the Ocarina of Time thing were in the same breath. I feel like Ocarina of Time's going to happen.
I don't know.
If there's too much smoke around that thing for it not to happen. That's what I think. So
Maybe.
yeah, we'll start. That's basically starting with the hardest one first. So there you go. Um, yeah. Uh, I want to talk about Xbox a little bit. Nobody cares about Xbox. I care a little bit about Xbox. Fable needs to get delayed to next year because of Grand Theft Auto. That is a fall game, but it sounds like it's been internally delayed. So they need to just fucking do that. Put that in 27. No one's gonna care if it comes out in February. If it's a good, awesome video game, people will play it on whatever they can play it on. Just do that. But like GTA 6 is going to be the only thing people are playing from November till January, like at the very least. So they need to push that thing. They need to show more of Clockwork Revolution. That game looks sick. I'm trying to think, like Double Fine. Maybe they have Psychonauts 3. That'd be awesome. Maybe like Psychonauts 1 and 2 are fantastic games. I don't. I'm not. I'm speculating. I'm not predicting that they will be there. But Double Fine's always making video games. I would love to see a Psychonauts 3. It's been a long time since 2. That would be great. If you're going to see a Persona 6, Noah, it's going to be at the Xbox show. They have a co-marketing deal with Atlas.
Yeah.
So with Sega, honestly. So Stranger Than Heaven, you'll also see Stranger Than Heaven here probably too, which is great because that game is awesome looking and I'm excited to play it. Trying to think other Xbox stuff. Your Gears of War E-Day, their new Gears of War game, that has its own like after show. Hey, this is our direct version. We're going to talk about an old freaking Gears of War game or a prequel or whatever. I'm cautiously interested in that thing. Um, my mileage with Gears of War varies. I like 2 and 3 a lot. The other ones almost did nothing for me, really. But I'm interested in a prequel. That seems like it could be fun. And then yeah, Xbox just has a lot of freaking studios that they need to just talk about the video games they've been making. Um, Forza 6 is apparently a huge hit. That game is apparently really good.
Yeah, people
It's
like
not
that
out.
thing.
Yeah, they like it a lot. I haven't played it yet. It's not on PS5 yet. If
It's
I had
on
an Xbox,
PC.
I probably would be playing it. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, great. It's gonna come to PS5 one day. I'll play it when
Yep.
it comes. It sounds like it's a good time. It's Japan, so people like that setting. Um,
Play Japan.
Xbox is yeah, yeah, it is Japan. Xbox has some interesting stuff coming up, I think.
Speaking of Japan, yeah, Game Freak is also making games for Xbox now.
Y-
Because they're making Beast of
Also,
Reincarnation.
you'll probably see that there too. That is also
Yeah.
a co-marketing.
Yep.
So, that game looks interesting to me. I'm excited to play that thing. That's
Yeah.
I think it's an August game.
That's an
So
August game. Yep. Beginning of August. Yep. So I'll be playing that thing.
yeah, it feels like Stellar Blade by way of Near, and I'm kind
Yep.
of interested in that. But yeah, I want to see what the game freakiness is. Like, what is the thing?
I
Like,
I don't think
what
there's
are the
any game
hallmarks of the thing?
freakiness in this. Like I just think that this is just like I don't know. This is just like a Sekiro-y type thing that Game Freak's
It's
just
just an
putting out.
action. Yeah,
It's a
action.
parrying game. Yeah, it's parry slap. Yeah.
It's parry slop. I mean, hey, listen, I like a parry, so I'll take
Yeah,
a parry.
yeah. I like playing freaking Executor and Nightreign and parrying the guys. So
Yeah, yeah. So,
parrying is fun.
um, Xbox is the last show, I think. They are Sunday, is what it looks like. Not this coming Sunday, but the following. June 7th is their show. The first show that honestly hits is PlayStation. That's Tuesday. That's June 2nd. So that's when Video Game Christmas starts. They rented out Alamo theaters. They are making a big deal about the show, is what it sounds like. They're probably
Alamo?
going to show off. Yeah, no, dude. Yeah, they are working with Alamo for like theater showings of the State of Play, is what it sounds like. They've
What?
never done this before. Exactly. I have no idea why they do this.
That's a
It's
little weird.
really weird, and it's only in select markets too. I don't think Springfield's getting it. So,
Probably not.
um,
I would hope not.
yeah,
For their sake.
yeah, right. It's a really weird choice. They're acting like they have something. Um, I have heard that Infamous is maybe getting remade, which would be interesting. There's been some rumblings about Uncharted coming back as well.
Oh,
Who knows?
here's the big hit. They're bringing back Ape Escape. That's why they gotta. Get the theaters.
Honestly, if they did, it would be Team Asobi, and I would be so into that. They would nail that game.
They're bringing back Ape Escape, and that's why they gotta have the theaters. I figured it out. Big brain.
Listen, if they did, you would probably have to buy a PlayStation, buddy. I mean, honestly.
Oh
Yeah. Isn't that tough? That's a tough one. It's a tough
no!
look.
That's
But
horrible.
you gotta get your apes. Your apes, you gotta get them or they're gonna escape.
They're announcing
Um,
Bloodborne 2 is what's really happening there.
now we're talking. Yeah, so the big thing they're gonna show here is Wolverine. They have shown some gameplay snippets of it. That's Insomniac's next game. That is their hard M rated game. And it's basically just Mortal Kombat, but with Marvel superhero. And it's I don't know what's gonna play like. It's probably just gonna be like a cinematic AAA action game, probably is
Sure.
how it's gonna be. I will definitely play it because I love
You probably
Insomniac
won't be
games.
swinging around on webs if I had to guess.
No, so like I wonder what the structure of this thing is. Is it just level based? It probably is. Like Spider-Man's an open world game. Like this is not. I don't think this could be an open
I
world game.
I don't see why you
Um,
couldn't do Wolverine in open world. I mean,
you
he
could.
can climb buildings like Knuckles, but unlike Sonic, he doesn't chuckle.
At the
He'd
end
rather
of the
flex
game,
his
at the
muscles.
end of the day, like the thing about Wolverine is he likes cutting dudes up. Like
Yeah.
you're just making an action game, probably. Like open world is interesting because Spider-Man can get around interestingly, but Wolverine is just at the
Right.
end of the day, he's a short dude that runs around. You know what I
But
mean?
you're not allowed to make a video game that's not open world anymore. Like that's just how the
That's
industry
okay.
is.
This Bond game is proof positive that is not true. Because this game is sandboxy, but it is not
Mhm.
open world at all.
And
It
that
would
makes
be
the game very good. Turns out you can make a very good
yeah,
game without it having to be open world. Companies,
open
pay
zones.
attention. Pay attention.
Yep, open zones, dude. I think
Yeah,
that's
that
the way to go.
Sonic Frontiers, they invented the open zone, and everyone's just
Yeah,
copycatting since. 007 is a
yeah.
Frontiers like game, really, if you think about it.
By the way, Frontiers is getting a remaster that's coming out here pretty soon as well. I've heard.
Sonic
So,
Frontiers? That
mhm.
game?
Yep, and
It just came
they are
out.
over they are overhauling that for Switch 2 apparently too. So
The game
yeah,
just came out like not too long
but
ago.
I think they're doing that to whet the appetite probably for another Sonic game. That's probably what's going to happen. They're
Yeah.
due for it. They're supposed to have another one coming out soon. Um, so yeah, Sonic as well. I don't think it'd be at a state of play personally. It'd probably be at a Summer Game Fest thing. Um, but who knows? Who knows? I really don't. Um, you're probably going to see the God of War game here. Like they're going to do an offshoot from the God of War series about Kratos' wife for some reason. I don't know why, whatever, but it's a God of War spinoff game that they're gonna show it play apparently plays like Devil May Cry or something. So they're gonna show that here.
Goddess of
Yeah.
War.
Well, honestly, if they did that, I would shoot myself. Like that's an insane. You can't do that. You can't do the same thing again.
But they do like the. Does that make it better?
Yeah, it does actually. I appreciate that.
Okay.
Yeah. They're talking so much yang about this state of play. I can't even like imagine what it would be. Like what do they need to get people in a stadium for or in a theater for? Like Intergalactic would be awesome if you showed some actual gameplay of that. That'd be sick, because I will play that game. Naughty Dog's new game would be sick. They won't do that, I don't think. They're probably going to let that thing cook. But
They just got to get them in the theaters. I don't know, sometimes you
Yeah.
just got to get them in the theaters.
you got to. They're going to show off more Marvel Tokon as well. That game's not going to be out by the time they show that. So that comes out in July or August as well. So we'll see how that goes. I'm excited to play that game with you. That'll be a fun one.
Yeah, I think that thing is that thing's coming out in August, at least on PCs. So
Yeah, it's day and date for both. So we will both be getting it on day one, I imagine.
Yep.
But yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on the state of play stuff. They always have interesting stuff there. But it's just really interesting. They're just talking about it like it's going to be a huge thing. I don't know what they have, but they have something. So they're pretty confident about it, whatever it is. And then yeah, the Keeleys, the Summer Game Fest takeover stuff. It's going to be again crypto ads and light brights and commercials, and then there's some video games there.
Hyguard!
Yeah, and that's going to close out the show. Hyguard 2 closes out the
Hyguard
show.
2!
Oh
my gosh, we are so stupid, Power. We are the dumbest game journalists ever. The state of play, it's all for Concord 2. They're announcing Concord 2. We figured it out.
Right this time.
We figured it out. We're the industry plants. We're the leaks right here.
Unfortunately, the Concord wounds are too deep, my friends. They will never revisit that one again.
No!
They lost too much money. Yeah.
They need to put more money in the Concord.
No Star Child for you. Shut up.
They just gotta put more money into it. They just gotta put more money into it. It'll work. It'll work.
It's going to be their Star Wars. Get ready. What they are going to show, they're going to show that freaking Fair Games bullcrap off, and it got renamed to Break In. They're going to show that at the Sony thing too.
I don't know what that is.
It's their live service crap that they're trying to do still.
Oh.
They've been making one with a different studio for a long time. Jade Raymond, ex Ubisoft Assassin's Creed lady, is the developer on that thing, like the publisher, the lead lady on that thing. That thing's gonna suck. It's not gonna be any good.
When will they learn that their actions have consequences? In the words of
they need to double down on their IP. They need to double down on their IP. I don't understand why they are still trying to do this live service thing. I have no idea.
Yeah, Sega was doing one, and then they had Hyenas all done, and they're like, "Hey, this game isn't fun. We're not gonna release this thing." I'm like, "Oh, great," because I was planning on playing that thing. And they're like, "No, don't play this thing. This thing sucks." I'm like, "Okay, I won't play a game that sucks. Don't have to tell me twice." And
that's so fun.
And then
games I don't have to play. Yeah.
Yeah. And then with like their like super game that they were gonna be making, their like live service super game, they're like, "Oh, we're just gonna axe this thing. Actually, like live service ain't it. We ain't Fortnite. We figured that out. We ain't Fortnite." I think they figured it out through freaking Sonic Rumble or whatever that thing is, like the party, like the Fall Guys clone, the Sonic Fall Guys clone, whatever that thing's called.
Mm-hmm.
And because that thing just isn't selling for them like at all, and so they're like, "Oh, okay, well, live service is not our future. It turns out we'll keep the lights on for Sonic Rumble and support that thing, but live service ain't it. We need to put out some single player bangers," and that seems like that's what they want to do.
I think also in the Keeley portion of this whole week of Video Game Christmas, you're going to see less live service stuff. I really think you are. People are going to be doubling down on action games, IP. Like there is going to be some multiplayer stuff in there for sure. There's going to be some gotcha stuff in there, but it's going to be lessened. I think people have gotten really spooked to put out just games that no one's going to play, honestly. So you're getting a lot of legacy IP stuff. Like there's a few Star Wars games that are in development, like that Star Wars Galactic Racer. They're going to show that off probably. Jedi Survivor 3. They were going to make a trilogy of those. They're probably going to ship a third one in the next couple of years. So don't be surprised if that shows up there. They have a turn-based game called Zero Company that I'm personally excited about. They're going to show that as well. You're probably going to see some stuff from Sega there. Like I think Stranger to Heaven could show up there again. Alien Isolation 2 has been teased. It's probably going to be at the show as well. It's going to be a packed week. We're going to find out a lot about some games that have been just slightly mentioned. You're going to find out probably about Crazy Taxi here. They have basically alluded to that being a thing this week. Sega had the Crazy Taxi account on Twitter say like, "Oh, taxi sign goes up. Get ready to listen to our thing." They're going to show off the new Crazy Taxi. That's what they're doing. So yeah, you'll see a lot of stuff like that in the next few days, I'm sure. So don't be surprised there. Yeah, I honestly let's come away with a prediction. I think the prediction for me for just this entire like block of games, I'm gonna go the Nintendo route. I think this Ocarina of Time thing is real. I think it's gonna happen. And it's gonna be out within this calendar year. I think that is going to happen. Um, any predictions from you about any of this stuff? What do you think is definitely going to happen during this summer games mess? Do you have anything?
A new Croc game is going to get announced. There we go.
Argonaut has been really active. If it's a Buck Bumble remaster, I'm going to laugh at you. Laugh.
No, it's Croc. It's Croc. Okay, I just know it. Okay, I'm an industry
Okay.
plant. All right, I grow from photosynthesis.
Yeah. Also, my wish
That
casting
was
is that
funny.
Persona 6. I want Persona 6 to show up, and I think specifically it'll show up at the Xbox thing, not because of the co-marketing only. It's because the color green, and that has been verified through official Atlas channels. It is going to be green.
The
Yeah.
green
Yeah.
Persona.
I imagine it's going to be the same color as the weapons dealer in Persona 5. Like that menu, that green menu. I think it's probably going to be similar to that, which is Xbox colors. So, of course, they're going to co-market the crap out of it. So,
You know,
it all
it's the
fits.
Xbox Persona. It's got the green. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah. I also think Xbox, they're probably going to show off some of their plans for the new console. Maybe not the actual final look at it, but they're going to be like, we're going to talk to you at this date about this thing. Next year, this year, whatever. They're probably going to be like, the future is coming. They always do that for their new thing. Maybe they don't show you anything, but they'll be like, the Project Helix is going to be called blah, 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 or whatever. They'll allude to something in the future, I'm sure. So,
yeah.
Noah thinks the Croc game is happening. I think that Ocarina of Time is going to happen. Who can say who will be right? But that's our prediction for the summer game mess, and that is the block here. I think that's pretty. A couple games we talked about. That's pretty concise. But yeah. That's some stuff. Let's get into some. Let's get into some anime because that's what I've been doing is watching anime. Noah, you've been watching the best anime. Can you talk to me about One Piece, please?
No, I thought
Please.
you were talking about Legend of the Galactic Heroes. I mean, that one's
Okay. I could let me temper myself. Noah, go ahead. Talk about your Legend of the Galactic Heroes first.
it's
I will
really
allow
cool.
that.
I've watched like all of it now, and it's a really you kind of have to pace yourself with it because if you watch it for like too many episodes in a row, you kind of just like can get like bogged down into it a little bit. Like there's a lot going on in that show. There's a lot of space politics and a lot of like because it's just like this huge spanning space opera, and so you can just like get a bit lost in it. But it's really good. It's like yeah, it wraps up really nicely. I think. Like it definitely leaves some stuff up to like the imagination. Because that's just kind of the show it is. It's really just like hey, here's these guys. We want to show the lives and deaths of these guys, and then we're gonna end the show. And that's exactly what they kind of go out to do. So that's what the show is. So, um, but it's really cool. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I enjoyed like the politics and the lore of things, and like they go pretty deep into like, oh, how did we get here, like here's the history of the Galactic Federation and how they expanded from from Earth to the following planets and had like stuff go wrong with the other planets fighting back against Earth, and then Like this is set in a setting that Earth isn't even like people don't really know Earth anymore. Like Earth,
No.
people know it kind of from like history books, but it's not really talked about anymore. Like it's not really an important planet in the current setting. So, yeah, so the setting's really interesting. The characters are just phenomenal. Like the characterization is so good. And yeah, it's just something that's really impressive for the age. It definitely, you can feel the age of things sometimes. Like things just feel very like I don't know, like 80s American. They just feel very 80s American, like very
Yeah.
home family values sort of thing. So, but yeah, I don't know. I like that thing. So it's worth a watch. It's really good.
Yeah. Yeah. I wanna take a turn on this thing. See what the fuss is about.
Yep. Not spectacularly long either. 110 episodes. So.
Yeah, that's nothing compared to my One Piece watching.
Hmm. But
And
yeah.
yeah, so some seasonals in there. Any new shows you picked up?
No, not anything that I haven't mentioned on here already. I've just been kind of writing out the seasonals that I've been watching. I don't really have time to pick up anything else.
Yeah, for sure. So, all right. I've held on tight, Noah. You have started One Piece.
I have
A couple
started One
things.
Piece. Just a little
So
bit.
okay, so I have a couple questions for you. What made you want to do that?
I just felt
We'll
like
start
it.
there. Okay, good.
Yep.
You got around to it. That's
I
good.
got around
That's
to
it.
it.
That's
Yeah.
good. Yeah. You are on. You're in Jaya right now. You're
I'm in
you're almost
Skypea now. Yeah.
you're now in Skypiea. Okay, good, gotcha. What has been your favorite arc so far?
I don't know. I mean, Alabasta's pretty good.
Yeah,
Um,
Alabasta is good.
Logtown's pretty good. Like Logtown
Yeah,
quite
I
a
like.
bit.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, it'd have to be one of those two, I'd say. Um,
Alabasta is the most like feature rich of those first arcs before Water 7, I'd say.
yeah, yeah. There's a lot that happens in Alabasta for sure.
Yeah. There's a lot that happens in Skypiea as well.
Logtown
Um,
just kind of sets up everything really nicely for like getting into like
mhm.
the Grand Line and things like that. So
Yeah, there's a certain like precipice feel to that thing. Like Loketown's like you're about to get into this.
yeah,
Like let's prepare you. Yeah, that's how it feels. Yeah. Yeah,
they
Loketown's
showed a
great.
character in Logtown that I still don't think that I've seen yet. So
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. There's some there's a lot of shared characters that they keep around for a long time in that series. Like you mentioned Pell to me
hmm,
from Alabasta. He will show up again, like
yeah,
further down the line.
that was cool. I
Um,
like his design.
same for the King of Alabasta. He's gonna be around again for
Yeah,
sure.
he's a fine character.
Vivi is a very crucial character to One
Yeah, she
Piece.
was basically a straw hat for a bit. So um,
She's like there. Okay, so there's a couple like people they just bring along with them
yeah,
for multiple episodes slash arcs, and she's one of those.
yep,
And you see a lot of those in throughout the show. Some become straw hats at some point, but some are just like token straw hats.
yep.
She's one of those. So, um, Crocodile is one of my favorite villains of the show. I love
Crocodile's
Crocodile.
so
His
cool.
his his slow laugh, it's so good. Yeah,
Yeah, he's
he's
just
always.
listen. If you like Crocodile, I'm telling you, you gotta watch Fairy Tale. You're gonna like Loxus. He's very similar.
I will watch that show.
Yeah,
You've convinced me to watch that thing. Yeah, I will watch it.
that thing is so One Piece. After watching like, I'm like
Yeah.
150 episodes into One Piece. I'm like, yeah, that's just yeah.
You've been going at a clip too. Like you started a couple weeks ago. Like I'm on 579 right now. I just started Punk Hazard today.
Yeah,
That
I'll
is
be
where
there in
I'm
a
at.
couple weeks.
Like the clip you're on, you'll probably be surpassing me. Like I just watch things slower than you, so like you are going to be right on me,
Yeah,
which is great because like that's another person I could talk to One Piece about, which is
yeah.
great. But yeah, Yeah, that's good. So you're liking it. That's good. Favorite Straw Hat? I forget who you said.
I think like it was I'd say it was either Usopp or like Sanji at the beginning, and then Chopper came in. I'm like, I kind of like this Chopper guy. He's pretty cool.
Yeah,
And then they got
Chopper's.
Nico Robin. I'm like, okay, she's an archaeologist. That's kind of cool. I don't know. And I was
You're
just
gonna,
thinking in
you
my
know.
head, like I was like complaining in my head, like, man, like the women characters in the Straw Hats aren't allowed to like have powerful like techniques or anything like that. And then they introduced Nico Robin. I'm like, oh, okay, so she's a devil fruit user. Perfect. Awesome.
Well, Robin is really powerful, both physically and mentally.
Hmm.
And Nami gets really, really powerful in the later
Really
stuff.
weird.
Yes,
Because
I'm
she's
not going to
pretty
get
weak in
into it.
the yeah, don't get into it, please, but um
Yeah, yeah,
she's very
yeah.
weak
There's a
in
lot
like
of
the early arcs, so
a lot of development with every character, but
I'm
specifically with
sure
Nami
both
too.
her and Usopp have to do a lot of development to get their sort of power scaling
Mhm.
up. Usopp's funny though,
100%.
because like he'll like do things, and I'm like, maybe this character's a little underestimated. Because like anytime he
Oh
fires
yeah,
a cannon, he always hits his target, like always. And
there
he's like, "Did
is.
I
Yeah,
do that? Did I do that? I mean, oh yeah, I totally did that. Yeah, yeah,
there is specifically a character turn that he does in Water Seven in Eni's lobby. That is my favorite part of One Piece, like straight
yeah."
up. Like the thing he does in at the beginning of Eni's lobby is amazing stuff.
Hmm.
You're like, oh my gosh, Usopp is like the dude. Like he is. You will know it when you see it too. You're like, oh yeah, this is like top three moments in One Piece.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it involves using his kit, and it's great, it's so
Yep.
good.
Yep.
Um, but yeah, it's I think my favorite Straw Hat has got to be. I mean, we can't. I'm kind of leaving out Luffy because he's like obviously my
Yeah,
favorite, but like
sure. He's not really my favorite, I'd say, but he's cool.
I love Luffy. I love it. It's so rare for like the main character to be as interesting and fun as the rest of the cast in one of these like shonen.
That's how I am with
There's
Natsu.
a lot of it.
I'm a
Yeah,
huge Natsu fan and Fairy Tail, so
like I don't. Right, exactly. I don't feel like this is about the Elric brothers. They are the part of that show that is the best.
yep,
But like the supporting cast of One Piece is as interesting as the main
yep,
character.
yep.
Um,
Mhm.
but I think my favorite. I love Frankie so much. You have not seen Frankie
No, I
yet.
haven't seen Frankie. No.
Frankie's incredible. I love that dude. Oh my god. It's between Frankie and Brooks pretty good. Oh man. There's
I don't know
so
that
many good ones.
character.
Sorry.
Yeah.
It's like picking your favorite baby. Yeah. Yeah, it's I can't. There's a character I can't even name because you will have no idea and the existence of them as a straw hat is a spoiler so I will not say. Uh, but yeah, between those three, very big part of Summit War. For people that have seen that, they'll be like, "Oh yeah, obviously." But yeah, it's that show's great. It remains great. It's my favorite anime still. Um, Punk Hazard, I'm excited to get into. I'm so ready to be done with Fishman. I cannot stress enough. Watch the re-edited arc they did, the One Piece log Fishman. They cut it down from 60 to 20. Watch that 20 episodes. It'll give you everything you need. It's way better. It's just so much better. Um, it's just the pacing of Fishman is bad. It's just bad. It's really hard to get through. It's the only arc of those that I felt that about.
Oh, here
And
we are.
also,
Special
the,
edited version One Piece Fishman Island Saga.
you need to watch the log first of that. Yep, yep, you need to. I think Horty Jones is a very weak villain, and basically the thing suffers from bad pacing, and also saving all the good stuff for the end.
Oh
Like all
wow.
the history stuff you want to find out is towards the end of that
The
arc.
artwork looks way better in this thing too. They like retouched all of
Well,
the
they
art.
no, they retouched everything. Yep, that
Yeah.
is a new thing they did. So I recommend you do that. Yeah, watch
Hmm.
the new one.
Yeah, condensed
Um,
it from 57 episodes to 21. Wow.
yep, yep, and it's probably way better too. So,
Do they have more of
um,
these? Can I find more of these?
no,
Oh dang.
I don't think so.
Uh,
I don't think so. Like they should do that for Dressrosa, which is 120 something episodes.
yeah, it
That's what
looks
they
like they
should do
just did this one. Yeah. This is
because that's the one that people complain about the most is Fishman.
okay. Yep.
But it's the barrier to getting through the time skip stuff. Like it's the first big arc after time skip, and it is the hardest to get through. I truly think that. It took me a lot. Like I was blowing through One Piece, and I like hit a screeching halt. Literally, when you meet the character of Vanderdecken, who is the worst villain in One Piece, he's the worst.
Hmm.
Fuck Vanderdecken.
Hmm. This is in the Fishman Island.
This is in Fishman. Yep,
Yeah.
it's Fishman Island. Anyway, that's enough One Piece. I've been watching One Piece. I'm in Punk Hazard now. I finished Fishman today. I watched 13 episodes straight. I was like, I'm getting through this. I can't anymore. It was the ending was great. The wrap up was great. They're basically just in Fishman. They're fighting a bunch of steroid jock users. Like they're just fighting a bunch of dudes that are juicing, and it's just kind of lame because they're not really powerful. But every time you think they're beaten, they just juice again, and you're like, ah, sucks. So getting through that's kind of a pain. But yeah, besides your seasonals and all that stuff and starting One Piece, thank goodness. I watched an old movie, To Catch a Thief. That was a fun time. Old Hitchcock is always good. I've been watching some NBA playoffs for some reason. I don't know why. I got into basketball a little bit. I used to be a big basketball fan growing up, but I was just like, I haven't watched sports in a while. I'll just check these things out. There's a guy that plays on San Antonio. He's insane. He's 7'4". He can do anything. He's shooting from like half court. Like this dude's insane. His name is Victor Wembanyama. Like he is like they call him the alien because
wow.
there is no for him. There's no conference.
Wow.
Yeah, he's an insane player. He's an insane player. So I've been kind of watching it for him. But yeah, then I traveled last week and hung out with family. Watched the Branson show. There was an Epstein joke made at a Branson show.
Okay.
So it's broken containment there, and that was really interesting to see who laughed and who did not laugh at that. Not talking my family, just looking at the crowd and going, how's this going to be taken, you know?
Yeah.
So it's weird. It's a weird feeling.
Who in the crowd's going to be like, don't say that about my Epstein. Like, I don't think anyone's going to be saying that about Epstein.
No, but like MAGA people are like, yeah, move on, you know, something like that. Like, there's some people that do that. So, but anyway, it was a good trip, interesting trip. I watched some stuff. Most of my One Piece has been the last couple of days, so getting through that. But yeah, that's a podcast. Kept it tight for you. There you go. It's midnight-ish. Try to keep it tight, nice and clean. We'll definitely have Bond done by next podcast for sure. And I'll report on Sabina the Hallward too. I'm about to start playing that, so we will check that out. And the summer game specs. Yeah, there you go. Perfect. Yeah, are you playing on a PC, Switch? What?
PC. Yep.
Okay,
PC.
I'm playing on a Switch. I just want to carry it around. I want to play that wherever. So that's kind of the way to do that. But yeah, we'll see what the Summer Games has wrought next time too. So thanks for joining it, Noah. Appreciate you. Have a good sleep. Enjoy your camping trip. Have a good camping trip.
That'll be fun.
Good. All right. Sorry, real quick. Where are you going? You going just in state, out of state? What?
Yeah, just up north a bit. I don't
up
remember
north.
where it's at. Yeah, but it's north.
You don't have to dox it. It's fine. I just didn't know if you were staying around or okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Cool. Well, I appreciate everybody. We love you. And next time will be number 40. Bye.
Bye.